how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Whew. I'm getting tired. We got one more thing we want to put on the frame here, the Olds. Last piece. This monster. I think I did this earlier, but let's just do another side-by-side comparison. Flip you around. There's an original one from the 70 Cutlass. There's the new one. You can see it's quite a bit bigger. There's a washer. I've got to try to pull those motor mounts off too. They look alright. Doesn't look like they've been welded up. But maybe we'll do a separate video on that. So, one thing we need to do is get this over to the old portable workbench here. I need to get these bushings on. It's probably going to be, oh, they are split. Okay, cool. So, looks like they're going to go right into about here. So, let me get you on the tripod. In fact, let's just keep this rolling live, shall we? Hang on. Hold on, going for a ride here. Flip you all around over here. Get you situated right there. Grab another doohickey. Now see, I thought I was going to have to feed them from the end. I did not realize that they had a split in them, so that is much easier. Much easier. Sticker. Part number ADDC709. I read that correctly before I tore it off. It said DOM of 515. So they just made this thing. Hot off the press. Oh, most of the stickers gone. Warning, cancer product in California. Wonderful. Good thing I live in Washington. Okay, almost got you down here at ground level with me rolling in the dirt. Probably should have cleaned up some of the mess a little bit more before we jumped into all this goodness. It was smart. Would have grabbed all the right size tools. There's correct size. Let's grab our little ratchet. Whatchamacallit here. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing up on the car, and then we're going to attach the end links. Kinda, sorta. That's going to be fun. That jack stand's going to be too tall. Heavy, small jack stand, just got big 6-ton jobs out here. But it may do the trick. Or not. I think it's going to be too tall. Garbage bag, let's get that over here. So these mount, where is it? Right there. Those two spots, okay. Yeah. thing's going to be a little bit too tall. So, what to do, what to do, what to do. Nothing else I can see close by that's even remotely the right height. Once I start stacking boards, which we may just have to do. Let's give it a whirl first, shall we? We're going to have to get it about, what are you hitting on? Clunk, bang, boom. It's starting. Trying to get a bolt in over here, but I think you got one starting to thread. Ooh, that's heavy on the neck. Okay, how far off are we? Way off. Don't know if I like that. Sitting that way. Let's see if we can't get a couple more threads going on. That's the wrong size. 9/16. That's the right size. And I need an expansion. Where'd it go? Whew. It's getting warm out here. There we go. I guess we're kind of sort of supported. Okay, where's the other? The other doohickey here. Having fun watching? Boys, it's sure fun trying to get everything lined up here. You can barely see laying on the rocks. Come on, get started. Stay. Whew. Okay. I put this on upside down. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So this is not the way to put your sway bar on. Yeah, she's upside down, I think. Yes, everything has to slope upward. Well, it's good to know that it fits both ways, kind of. Okay, should go on this way. Should. Okay, why are you not fitting back on there? That one is doing the same. Oh, now we gotta do this all over again. Yeah, that's better. That's looking better. Whew. Okay, where are all my bolts? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the rest of this stuff out of here. So it's not interfering. Two there, two there. Two back. This is going to be even more fun. Okay, it started. More of this one. The bolt hole's not lining up. So I need to have a little reload in it for hitting the idler arm now. Oh, come on. Where you at? Can't see what I'm working on here. Everything's too close. There you go. Let's line these up real quick. Oh, the wrong way. We're not going super tight, just enough to hold it. That one went too far. Okay, we're not hitting the idler arm now. I gotta figure out why the bolts are not lining up to the other hole. I'm not gonna find the other bolt. Left them both there. Off just a little bit. So, I think what we'll do instead, just to kind of help support it in the right position, is okay, how do these come apart? You gotta rip them all the way down. That's okay. We have the technology. No, do it right. Okay. No, that's right. That's right. That's right. Get that guy in there. That guy goes on top. Other way. Throw the washer in the dirt. It's the common theme today. Everything's got to go in the dirt at least once. Put our sleeve over the top of that. That gets sway bar over for a sec. We need to run a washer, another rubber grommet, a little sway bar. Another chunk of rubber. Washer and the nut. Now, can we duplicate that on the other side? It's great on the knees. Pull all the parts out nice and neat. That rubber, steel, sleeve, steel, rubber, sway bar, rubber, steel, nut. Okay, all that leaves now is to get these last two bolts in. Let's not step on the electric tools. So what are we sitting at for centering? Well, that one's going to line up. Kinda. Threaded. This one. Hopefully it's threaded. Change directions here. Spin it around the way. Oh, that's going. Get this one in. Whew! I think she's in. Nothing's tight. Oh. There we have it. Front suspension is almost done. Cool. Well, let's do a quick recap here, shall we? Because I'm about ready to call her quits and clean up and head out of here. So we got idler arm in, got the center link in, got inner tie rods attached. I need to get another 90-degree circ fitting, the one that came with this tie rod. Threads were damaged or not cut properly. Got the adjuster sleeve on this side. There's the other clamp. Got the outer tie rod, just loose installed. Barely spread the cotter pins there just to hold it in place. Missing a cotter pin there yet. That's right, we didn't put those on. So, sway bar is in. There's the, whatchamacallit, the attach point. Bushings and new mounts on the frame. There's the other side. The other sleeve. The threads on the outer tie rod end are gumming up. They're not working right. So that's as far in as it'll go. It needs to go in about another 3/4 of an inch. I need about that much thread showing. So otherwise I can't get things lined up properly. Oh, that's for that adjuster. I'm just keeping all of that together. There's the nut and the cotter pin and its Zerk fitting. We got all the Zerk fittings in except for everything I had. I couldn't find the right one for the bottom of the idler arm, and then the bad threads. So may just have to go buy a kit. It's got a bunch of standard. I think I've got a metric one at home, but let's go buy a kit for a bunch of standard Zerk fittings. And then the back, we got the bump stops in. That was a whole nother project. Oh, look at that, we got wildlife on the Olds. So yeah, we got the bump stops in, and we got a new breather cap doohickey thingamajig. So that was kind of a pain. Had to basically undo half the rear end, pull the rear sway bar off, undo the lower control arm bolts on the axle, so I could get in there with pliers and just pull the rubber bump stops right through. So she got some travel right now. That'll come down a little bit once we put the body on. There's the body. She's a little rough. She's a little rough, but I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. As we saw earlier, I've got a new cowl piece. That's sitting over there in the back of the truck right now. Also got a new filler piece for the back here, which we're going to need, because I did not realize it till that looked compared to that new piece, but this is actually part of this steel. It's all just rotting away. But the metal underneath, there's a couple of pinholes. We may have to do some repairs. I don't know, the car in my garage may still wind up being parts donor. But there's going to be some steel here that's good, because the rust only goes back, an inch or so from this window edge. Beyond that, it's all good. So there's some good steel. It might even be a little bit down here in the floors too. We're going to have to cut and replace a few pieces. We might be able to scavenge a little bit of metal from the floors. So, well, that's where we're at. We got things mostly buttoned up. Even ran the bolts down a little bit more just to make it look a little more complete. But there's your rear suspension. 8.5 inch 12 bolt rear end. There's your independent front suspension. Coil sprung internal shock. Quick ratio steering box. 1.25 inch sway bar. All new steering bits. Put I think it's a 7/8 inch sway bar on the back. So Hotchkiss springs lowered an inch. Camaro front spindles. Global West upper control arms and lower ball joint. And those should, I believe, all that drops the front end another 1/2 inch. Just by nature, by the way they're set up. Disc brakes on the front now instead of drums. Gonna run factory drums in the back. Should be a fun car. Probably gonna stick with just a 350 Olds motor. Do a 4-speed automatic transmission in this thing for cruisability. Be nice to have fuel injection on it, but I'll just get her running first. We can do a fuel injection swap down the road. But I gotta go find me a good vintage period correct 350. I'm not gonna run that 70s Olds that I got. I can use it to mock this up for getting the cross member figured out for the transmission, because that has to be welded in. But I'm gonna find a 1970-ish 350. I've got a line on one. I gotta get a hold of the guy yet though. Although if I come across a 455 that's running, I don't want to have to get into a rebuild on a motor. I like something that's running so I can drop it in and enjoy this. She may need a rebuild down the road, but for now, So, anywho, I'm running out of battery on this camera. I'm going to go pull the motor mounts on that other frame there, take them back, clean them up, get them sprayed. Got to get some bolts, so maybe next time I come out we can put those on this frame. Rock and roll. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.